Mac Miller's label and family has just released one of his older mixtapes called I Love Life, Thank You. I think this is a pretty interesting mixtape because Mac, I think, just kind of threw this one together right before Blue Slide Park dropped. So it's not really like one of those things where he thought out a lot of these songs. A lot of these songs are just, thrown together to get hype for Blue Slide Park. But I think there are some really good songs on this. I think the first one is pretty solid. It's a pretty quick moving beat and he's just kind of flowing over it and he doesn't really care and he's just kind of making music for the fun of it. The next one, People Under the Stairs, I like the beat. It's really, simple. It kind of just lets Mac do his thing for a short song. It's pretty good. Willy Dynamite or Willy D is pretty fun. I like the beat with the jazz sample. And the chorus and the verses, they all kind of fit well together. And then the middle of the song, he just has a T-Pain impression, which is really funny. And just kind of seems like a lot of these songs are just he's rapping for the fun of it and, just doing his thing. But it is a really, cool thing either way. Then we have the Scoop on Heaven, which I think is pretty solid. I mean, it has a good beat and Mac does his thing, but it's not anything special like a lot of these songs. They're kind of just, thrown together to promote his newer album. Then Love Lost, I think this is definitely the best song on the album. This is a song that I had already heard before this mixtape was on streaming services, and it's really nice that it is on streaming services now because this is one of Mac's better songs he's ever made, and it's just like a beautiful sample and the flow and the verses, and they all work together really well. And it's just nice to, see that a great Mac song is now on streaming services. And then we have Pranks for Players. The intro lasts a little long, but the beat's interesting and weird. There's just like a bunch of sound effects put together with drums. And Michael Rocks has a solid verse, but it's definitely like a big change in energy from Mac because he's a lot slower and Mac's like a lot quicker, upbeat. And then Cold Feet is kind of the same thing where there's a lot of just weird sound effects put together to make a beat. Like literally sounds like air escaping from a balloon on one of them. And it's just really funny. But I mean, Mac sounds good enough on it. It's just like weird. And I think a lot of these songs are just kind of like hilarious for like how outrageous they are. Then we have Family First. Mac kind of reflects on his new Hollywood life and how it's taken him away from his family, but he has a new family and like Kweli and all them. And then I think both Kweli and Mac do their things. And Kweli's verse is pretty solid and adds a lot to the song. But Mac also, does his thing. Then we have the Miller Family Reunion, which just kind of sounds like a kid's song. But I think it is pretty cool. I mean, it has like a really upbeat one. It talks about like how he wants a woman to come to his family reunion. And it's kind of cool. It kind of shows like he does still have the frat rap at like this time, but he kind of moves on from it with the rest of the songs. Then Boom Bap Rap. He raps over a pretty cool beat. I mean, I think Mac, I think they made this beat or whatever. And I think it sounds pretty good. And then the Come Up, I think it might be two people, but they both put in solid verses. And the chorus is pretty solid from Mac. So I think this is a pretty good song. Then Just a Kid Mac raps over a pretty solid beat. And I think that his flow is really good on this one. It's a pretty solid verse and a pretty great chorus, I'd say, which is pretty catchy at least. And then All That. Bun B's verse is solid. I mean, he's from UGK. And his deep voice like fits the beat. And he's also like they both rap on the chorus. And I think just overall, all of them together, it kind of works well. And just overall, that's a good song. Then All This, I mean, I think there's like a more otherworldly like sound for the beat, but it changes a bit during the chorus, and the chorus, is pretty catchy and works well. But that's kind of it. I mean, this album isn't, or this mixtape or album, whatever you want to call it, it isn't great because he kind of just threw it together, but there are really good songs on this. And I would say it's a pretty, solid one. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It's solid. I mean, it's nothing special. There are some not that good songs, but he just threw it together, and Mac's other music is, a lot better. He didn't try to polish this, but like I said, Love Lost is a great song. Family First is also pretty good, and there's some other ones that would be fan favorites or whatever. I'm not really sure. Only one I know on this one is Love Lost, but either way, it's a pretty solid album for something that was just kind of thrown together. So thank you, Mac's family and label, for putting this out.